video, gagawa kami ng informative educational vlog para sa inyo. At bago yan, ako nga po pala si Manu, ang pinaka-pretty at sexy. At kasama ko din sila Rochelle at Hilda.
Hello sa mga ka-eduk natin dyan sa bahay-bahay. Bawal lumabas!
Hi mga ka-eduk! I hope na okay kayo dyan sa inyong mga tahanan at walang may sakit sa inyo.
So bago tayo magsimula, kumustahin muna natin sila Rochelle at Hilda. Hi mga te! Kumusta naman kayo dyan?
Okay naman ako, te. Maganda pa din, as always.
How about you, Hilda?
Ayos lang din naman ako sis. Pero tumaba and stress, pero pretty pa din. Ikaw Malu, kamusta ka?
Same lang din, te. Mas lalong kumilis. Charot lang.
Taray naman, blooming pa din.
Eme ka dyan, te. So, ayun na nga. Ready na ba kayo sa question and answer natin mga ka-edu? Alam kong ready na kayo dyan. So, talagang nag-aral kami sa for today para may matutunan kayo sa amin.
Oo naman sis, nag-aral talaga ako para sa Q&A na to.
Same here. Kaya sana may matutunan kayo sa vlog namin na ito mga ka-edu.
So, simulan na natin mga ka-edu. Kami ang sasagot sa inyong mga katanungan.
Hi, I'm Teacher Rochelle.
Hi! Ako nga po pala, si Mario Lourdes S. Gore, ang future educator ng Caloocan.
Hi! Ako nga pala si Hilda, ang future educator ng Valenzuela.
So, ang informative vlog na ito ay para sa inyong mga ka-edu, which we tackles about infants and toddlers with disabilities in child care and learning programs. So, yung magiging flow namin sa Q&A part is si ate girl, yung camera girl, yung magtatanong sa amin, and then, isa-isa kaming magsasagot with short explanations. Ganun lang naman. So, ayun, huwag na natin patagalin pa. Without further ado, go the bells na!
So the first question is, what is disability or special?
A disability is any condition of body and mind or impairment that it makes more difficult to do certain activities and interact with other people.
When genetic syndrome occurs?
Mangyayari ito kapag may damage na yung genes in cell division. Or pwede nito mangyari kapag yung set of genes ng mother tsaka ng father is nagke-carry siya ng defective informations that prevents the genes from expressing itself.
When chromosomal abnormalities occur?
It occurs when genes are damaged in cell division or when sets of genes from the mother and father carry defective information that prevents the genes from expressing itself.
What are the responsive interactions used by the teachers as a way to help the infants with Down syndrome to focus and maintain their attention and learning?
There are 5 responsive interactions that the teacher can use to help the infants to focus their attention. First, contingency or respond. Second is reciprocity or take one and wait. Third is affect or interact for fun. Fourth is match or do what the child can do. And fifth is non-directive or following the child can lead.
What causes Fragile X syndrome?
So, Fragile X syndrome is caused by a partially broken area on the X chromosome. So, because yung girls is my 2 X chromosomes while the boys has 1 X chromosomes, the damage will have usually has more impact on the boys. Children with Fragile X syndrome are more likely to have mild to severe intellectual disabilities, although they may also have normal intelligence.
What are sensory impairments?
Sensory impairments describe the categories of problems that can occur with receiving or processing information through the senses. Sensory impairments can occur prenatally or as a result of illness or injury.
What is metabolic disorder?
Metabolic disorders are results from inherited deficiencies from particular enzymes. Metabolic disorders can be treated and can be diagnosed, but some of them cannot be treated and can be fatal.
What is shaken baby syndrome?
Okay, so shaken baby syndrome, it is a set of symptoms that can be found if yung infants and the toddlers has been violently shaken. So symptoms may include brain swelling, bleeding in the brain, and of course it may affect the retinas of the eyes. So it may also result in cognitive and motor damage, and of course it may result in death. So if yung bata naman is na-survive na yung shaking, he may also develop these symptoms over time. The first one is lethargy. The second one naman is vomiting or pagsusuka. The third one is poor sucking or swallowing. The fourth one is unequal pupil size. And the fifth one is inability to focus visually, or mahihirapan din yung bata na iangat yung ulo niya.
What is spina bifida?
Spina bifida is a birth defect that occurs because the neural tube did not close entirely while forming prenatally.
What are congenital infections?
Congenital infections are diseases that can affect the baby prenatally. In Chapter 5, maternal infections do cross to the placenta and it can cause harm to the fetus.
What is Part C of IDEA?
So, Part C of IDEA, it is a grant program for the federal government to the states to help them provide early intervention services for the infants and toddlers through age 2 and their families.
Why does Part C of IDEA designed?
It was designed to, first, enhance the development of infants and toddlers with disabilities. Second, reduce the need for the latter special education through EI. Third, minimize the likelihood of institutionalization and maximize independent living. And lastly, enhance the capacity of families to meet their child's needs.
What is the purpose of Part C in infants and toddlers with disabilities?
The purpose of Part C of IDEA is to identify children with delays early so they can receive services.
What are the required components in a Part C system?
The required components of Part C system are, first one, public awareness program. The second one is comprehensive child find and referral system. The third one is individualized family service plan development and evaluation services. And the fourth one is administrative.
What is child find mandate?
The Child Find Mandate is Part C describes the state's responsibility to identify, locate, and evaluate every child with a disability.
What type of evaluation determines whether the child is eligible for services?
This is the multidisciplinary evaluation. They use several sources for this information, including standardized tests, observation, family reports, and clinical opinions.
Who will conduct the family-directed assessment?
It will be conducted by a qualified personnel in order to identify the family's priorities, resources, and concerns.
What is IFSP?
The Individualized Family Service Plan or IFSP is a plan which serves as a blueprint for the interventions over the next 6 months. It includes a timeline for being reviewed and a plan for evaluating how progress will be measured.
What is the role of early childhood special educators?
Yes, we, the future educators or the special educators, is to help the infant and toddlers to explore and learn. Also, we make adaptations to the materials and for the environment.
What is service coordination?
In service coordination, it is provided by one person who assess and enables the child and the family para mabigyan sila or makatanggap sila ng early intervention services and rights under Part C.
What is a document children's competence?
Document children competence is a document that can be useful in helping teachers maintain positive attitudes towards children with disabilities.
What are the facilitating inclusions that ensure that the children who have disabilities are not set apart from the other children?
Yes, dapat tayong mga teacher, hindi natin sila iniiwanan mag-isa because we know they need individual care and understanding for us.
What are the 3 steps process of toys and materials for infants and toddlers with special needs?
So the 3 process are: first, understand what the children are learning and how they learn. Then the second one is provide materials that contains relevant information. And the third one is ensure that the materials are stable.
What are the roles as an infant or toddler teacher?
The roles as an infant and toddler teachers are: first, to qualify you to make judgment about whether development is on track. Second, does not qualify you to diagnose a child with a particular disability. Third, when you bring your concerns to a family, please be aware that it can be upsetting and frightening for a family to learn that their child may be struggling. And lastly, be respectful and careful as you enlist the family's attention to the child's development.
For question number 25, is the group affection activities is important?
Yes, because we encourage them to be kind with other people. Also, remind them to be gentle in their touch and be nice to other people.
What are the characteristics of children with nervous system and motor disorders?
So the characteristics are: first one is they often use their fingers in isolation. And then the second one is often working both hands at midline. And then the third one is using increasingly sophisticated grasp.
How to make referrals?
In making referrals, the teacher may set up situations in which to observe whether a child is performing the task, and they may also answer the items for ongoing observations.
If a program and family are sufficiently concerned about a child's development in one or more area, what they are going to do?
The family may request an evaluation from the Child Find program in the community.
What is ADA?
So ADA was passed in by Congress in 1990. It serves as a civil rights bill for people with disabilities.
What are the desired results of inclusive experiences for children with and without disabilities and their families?
The desired result of inclusive experiences for children with and without disabilities and their families are a sense of belonging and membership. Next is positive social relationship and friendships. And the last one is development and learning to reach their full potentials.
Research has shown that babies have an incredible capacity to learn. For the first year of life is an ideal time to develop the cognitive skills that can influence a child's success in the years that follow. In the infant classroom, our dedicated teachers provide a nurturing, balanced learning curriculum designed to foster growth across many important areas, including literacy, communication and vocabulary skills to help infants better express their needs, gross motor skills and sensory development, and emotional well-being.
Andito na naman po ako sa panibagong informative educational vlog.
Pak na pak talaga kayo mga ka-EDUC! Thank you sa pananood palagi ng mga vlog namin. Sana may matutunan kayo sa mapapanood niyong vlog ngayon.
So mga ka-EDUC, yung informative vlog natin for today is all about infants and toddlers professionals na very relevant sa course natin mga ka-EDUC.
Ano pang inaantay natin? Gora bells na! Wah!
For the first question, what are the elements of a profession?
The elements of a profession are the well-being of a society is served, enough emotional distance is maintained from those served that the professional can exercise clear judgment, there are agreed upon principles and ethics, a specialized knowledge base is present and maintained, prolonged and specialized training is required, there are clear standards of practice, work is performed with some autonomy on the part of the client, and lastly, there is an altruistic mission or vision.
What are the standards for teachers of children from birth to 8 years old?
The most influential standards for teachers are the first one is the NA-EYC standards for Early Childhood Professional Preparation Program. The second one is DEC standards, which is the recommended practices. And then the third one is NAFCC for Family Child Care Providers.
What is CDA credential?
It was awarded to people who demonstrate skills related to nurturing children, such as physical, social, emotional, and intellectual growth.
What are the NACE's Code of Ethical Conduct and Statement of Commitment?
There are 4 sections of NEYC's Code of Ethical Conduct and Statement of Commitment, which are Section 1 identifies the ethical responsibilities to children, Section 2 identifies the ethical responsibilities to families, Section 3 identifies the ethical responsibilities to colleagues, and Section 4 identifies the ethical responsibilities to community and society.
What is the largest professional organization in the field of infant and toddler program?
So, the National Association for Education of Young Children is the largest professional organization which promotes high-quality learning by connecting practice, policy, and research.
What are those intimate routines that the infant or toddlers perform?
Infant and toddler teachers perform the most intimate routines, such as holding, diapering, toileting, feeding, wiping noses, and drying tears.
In the relationship with the families, what is the primary work of infant and toddler teacher?
The primary work of the infant and toddler teacher is to support the parent-child relationship. Infants and toddler teachers provide information and emotional support to the families.
Why does self-knowledge important for teachers?
Self-knowledge is very important for us teachers because we can manage our emotional responses, we can recognize our limitations, and of course, we can better leverage our skills and strengths.
Why does professional development matter in early childhood?
It allows individuals to share, network, and remain current in the field. Also, this is an ongoing process to prepare early childhood educators to develop their knowledge and skills.
What are the duties of becoming an advocate?
The duties of becoming an advocate is to stay informed about possible changes to any of these through their professional organizations, and it may also write letters or call legislators when they are reviewing laws to increase funding or changing regulations.
What is coaching?
Coaching is an ongoing relationship between a coach and a coachee of observation, reflection, and conversation which aim at improving practices with children and the families.
What is the importance of meetings?
They regularly hold conferences, presentations, and meetings to provide specialized training. Also, to maintain the quality of practice.
Why does values and vision important for early childhood educators?
Values and vision will guide you to to make important difficult decisions regarding your practice. It also helps you to solve problems with others in order to try to make the situation better for infants and toddlers.
What is relationship-based?
Relationship-based, it sets a positive tone for the workday and the work.
How to develop a relationship-based community?
There are skills needed to create a supportive and inspiring workplace. Includes the 3 R's: respect, reflect, and relate.
What is conflict resolution skills?
It states differences of opinion, disagreements about practice, and diversity in how people relate to each other.
How to reflect with relationships in your mind?
You can ask yourself with these questions. What are my communication skills? How do I handle conflict? Do I express myself clearly? And what are my responding habits? And many more.
What is relate with relationships in mind?
Yes, it was relating to others by developing and committing to agreements. Agreements are created in a collaborative way to make explicit basic values on how you will treat others.
What is the meaning of the terms respect, reflect, and relate?
It can remind professionals of the important steps in developing a community of caring. And also, you are modeling your focus on the importance of healthy relationship for families and children.
What is reflective supervision?
Reflective supervision is a collaborative relationship for professional growth that improves program quality and practice.
What is a mentor?
Mentors are guide and role models, whomever they are mentoring, to develop their own professional goals.
What is protege?
Deals with the thinking about what they want to learn, are willing to examine their own practices and engage in problem solving for change and improvement.
For the last question, what are the two reflective practice model and its meaning?
The two reflective practice model are: the first one is reflective supervision and the second one is mentoring. So these are the two systems that build on the strength of relationship that improve practices. So guys, we are hoping na sana may madami kayong natutunan sa amin.
See you again on our next vlog mga ka-edu.
Don't forget to
Like!
share and subscribe sa aming channel. And don't forget to click the notification bell for more updates and upcoming videos. Bye-bye mga ka-eduk!